I started out today by setting some TNT and starting on a tunnel that leads from my lush cave system outside into the drained out ocean portion. They're actually at the same depth, so they should look good if connected by a tunnel. I must admit, this project was nothing more than an excuse for me to use TNT. But I do enjoy using TNT, and if it makes my place look nicer, I'm more than happy to do it. I broke through and found my drained out ocean portion. Unfortunately, I was wrong about the depth, but that's okay. A wooden ramp will make it look nice. The wooden ramp that led up to the lush caves gave me a good idea. Build a wooden walkway that separates humanity and their filthy hands from the beautiful waters of this lush cave system, and the axolotls shall be undisturbed. I have extended some of the greenery of the lush cave system all the way through the tunnel and outside into the main area. I think it looks nice. It really gives you an idea as to what you're walking up to as you go up the ramp. I've also added a lot of lighting, mostly through glowberries and sea lanterns. The grass hasn't completely covered everything yet, but once it does, I think this place is going to look really nice. With so much TNT, I've been doing a lot of digging, and I've been getting a lot of ores, not very much diamond, unfortunately. But all of this is going to require some serious smelting, and I don't have a smelting room. So, it's time for me to make a room just for heating things up. This is going to require me to remove some gravel, some stone, and likely get more ores for smelting. As I was digging, I overheard a wandering trader, and I have some emeralds left over from my adventures with Majin J-Mac. We had found a small village and managed to acquire some emeralds through trade. I used them to acquire some dripstone. I didn't realize I'd need it, but I do later. I also acquired some coral block. I don't know why I need it, it's only a small swim away. I'm building a bamboo farm to fire the flames of the furnace room. The cost of the iron and wood required for the hoppers, chests, and pistons are nothing compared to the cost of the mud. I just do not have much dirt in this world, and it's a long trip to go find any. I installed a redstone auto harvester. I figured it would save some durability on all future axes. And let me tell you, seeing it work correctly makes me feel like a regular old mumbo jumbo. Of course, mine's not nearly as brilliant. I can't auto plant the crops, and it doesn't save the bottom piece for later. So, still working on it. I've decided to build the furnace room out of stone. A kind of irony that I'll be building the furnace room out of a material that is going to require a large number of furnaces and a large amount of fuel. And that's okay, as long as it looks nice in the end, I'm perfectly happy. I have no plan for what I want the furnace room to look like. I know I want it to look somewhat similar to some of the buildings I've already constructed on the island, but I still want it to have its own feel. I think the stone will give it that. I'm doing cobblestone floors just so that I can have a floor that looks something different than the walls. My Guardian farm is very close by to the construction site, and let me tell you, it is producing. I'm very happy with the results. Also, can we give a shout out to bamboo? I don't know how we Minecrafters survived without this block, and I hope it never leaves us. I went with a stone block frame with wood interior on the inside. It gives it a kind of a medieval look. Classic Minecraft, I really like it. I'm not certain what I'm going to do for the roof, the ceiling, or anything else, but I'll figure that out when the time comes. I'm okay if this furnace room ends up being a little inefficient due to its odd size. In the middle of putting on the roof, I got the news. Technoblade, the Minecraft YouTuber, had passed away from cancer. I did not know much about Technoblade as I never really watched his videos. But I saw him on the Dream SMP, I saw the massive footprints he left behind on pretty much everyone's YouTube channels. I immediately recognized the name and the skin, the pig with the crown, the king. I decided I would watch his videos and grind out a monument to him. I don't know what the monument would look like, but I decided it should be something big, considering the fact I don't even know how much of him inspired this channel. I'm inspired by other Minecraft YouTubers, who are likely inspired by him. He had been a Minecraft YouTuber for 10 years, and I intended on honoring his legacy. I finished up the furnace room by cleaning up the bamboo and sticking in a couple of furnaces with a thatchet roof. It looks good, it's functional. If I decide to improve it, I'll do that later. For now, I gotta get started on the monument. For that, I'm gonna need to go to the Nether. I'm going a little bit earlier than I had originally planned on going, but it's worth it. It's actually a good thing I have this furnace room. Food has never been much of an issue since I had the mushrooms nearby, but if I'm going into the Nether, I'm going to need to cook up every single cod I have and bring them with me. They're my only source of food when I'm so far away from home. I've been saving obsidian from every single ruined portal I've come across, either from the chests or from mining it, so I should have plenty for a very nice Nether portal. There's no need for ceremonies or dilly-dallying. I'm just going to jump right in. What follows is going to be a series of me running back and forth from the Nether to the overworld for both survival and resources. My goal is to gather as much gold as I can from the Nether and bring it back with me. I'm also going to be taking a large number of resources into the Nether to make it safe for my survival, and to construct a zombie piglin farm. I'm not satisfied with whatever gold I dig up from nearby. I want as much as possible. As long as I'm in the Nether, I carefully, very carefully, lower myself down towards the lava. Is there anything bone meal can't do? Remember those stalactites I had purchased from the traveling tradesman earlier? Well, it turns out I didn't even need to build that bamboo farm. The lava will provide all the fuel I'll ever need for that smelting room. Though the bamboo is still helpful, lava takes time to reproduce, and I don't plan on making a large lava farm just yet. As I understand it, the lava will drip through the stone that the lava source block physically sits on. As long as you have a stalactite underneath that stone, it can drip down into a cauldron. The cauldron will then turn into a lava source cauldron, which you can collect with a bucket. You can use that in any furnace type to fuel it as the most efficient fuel source in Minecraft. This will also provide me with infinite lava. I don't know why I need infinite lava for crafting, but I might, and that's handy. I've been digging through the Nether for gold, but I've also been looking for a place where I can build a cheap and dirty piglin farm. I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but according to Wikipedia, it does matter a little bit what kind of biomes I'm next to. The location I find next to this bastion should be suitable. I've noticed a large number of zombie piglins do tend to spawn here. These cheap and dirty piglin bunkers are something I build all the time. They're not proper farms, they're just for clearing out large numbers of zombie piglin quickly, with minimal risk to yourself. I learned how to build them because of the type of friends I tend to keep on these servers, who have a bad habit of attacking the zombie piglins, usually by accident or just out of pure ignorance. These zombie piglin bunkers I build typically have the same exact shape, but they all require a little bit of custom fitting to make them work properly, usually in the anti-gas department, or just to make them as efficient as possible. I'll also run around the various areas and dig tunnels connecting as many land masses where the piglins might be spawning as possible. It's very important to kill all the piglins in the area if you're looking to de-aggro from them. A single trapped piglin in a cave system could continuously aggro the ones around you, keeping you trapped in the bunker for pretty much eternity. I haven't fired up the bunker just yet. I'm back in the overworld because I want to make something special. If I'm going to be down in the bunker trying to kill as many zombie piglins as possible, I'll need a weapon that can actually do the job. And for it, I'm going to enchant a sword. Normally I only enchant books and then place the enchantments on the weapons, but in this case it's not too bad to just enchant the sword and then enchant some books later. I've already gathered several blocks of gold from mining in the nearby area, but it's not enough. It's time to fire this baby up and start killing zombies. And if the piglins are anything like they used to be, I'm going to have to deal with a lot of them.
Into your bread, upon your cattle, on your sheep, upon your oxen, in the fields, into your dreams, into your sleep, until you break, until you heal. I send the storm, I send the flood, the
wish these gold swords would melt down for more than just a nugget. Maybe a couple of ingots or something like that based upon their durability bar, but one nugget for one sword just does not feel like a good trade. I have no idea how much gold I've actually managed to save up. I'm not dumb enough to keep it on me at any one given time. Every chance I get, I drop it off back in the overworld. When I get back home to the overworld, I've broken my gold sword, and pretty much been forced to use nothing but gold for everything. My leather armor is somewhere in the nether. I abandoned it when its health got low. I then started fishing. I was hoping I could find a lily pad, and I do eventually. I think this enchanted fishing rod, though, has been holding me back by increasing my luck. I'm pretty certain lily pads are a junk item, not treasure. I've got my lily pad, my lava buckets, my scaffolding, and pretty much everything else I need. It's time to do some lava casting out in the middle of the ocean. I'm gonna build me an island. Lava casting large structures is pretty easy. It can be as artistic or as precise as you want. It just takes trial and error. But there are some tips I can give you. If you want a look that is mostly cobblestone, make absolutely certain that the water is flowing over the lava. Make certain that the interaction is between flowing water blocks hitting flowing lava blocks. If you'd like a look that is more likely to produce smooth stone, make certain that the lava is flowing into the water. So make sure your water is down first. I'm going for a more cobblestone look, but it will require a lot of trim, and I do plan on cooking up some stone and covering the base of the island with as much stone as possible. Oh, you should also try to not be too precise with how you place all your blocks. It's pretty much guaranteed that every block made through this method is going to have an air block below it. That's really annoying, and it can be avoided, but from the math of just how the geometric interaction works, you're likely going to have a lot of little errors. And if you're too precise with how you place the water and lava, you'll end up with a perfectly symmetrical island, which looks a little funky, so be certain to mix things up by breaking blocks and placing blocks randomly wherever you can. The infinite lava source I made earlier is really coming in handy. I have a lot of stone to cook up, and it's going to help out a tremendous load. But even so, I'll still be tapping into the bamboo. Would the fine ladies and gentlemen of YouTube like to see something satisfying? Yes. I've been stripping back some of the cobblestone layer at the base and placing some of the smooth stone I've been cooking up. Then I put down moss. Moss can't transform the cobblestone, that's why I want it. And the smooth stone can be transformed into moss. If you see where I'm getting at, I plan on making this a kind of young volcano island. Other than the fact that it's floating in the water, the volcano's looking good. It's time to grab the gold. However, I'm going to keep that a little off screen, as I plan on that being a reveal to the end as to exactly what I'm building. The mystic floating island look is not working for me. Luckily, I have a lot of prismarine and a prismarine farm running at full blast, so I should have plenty of the stuff to go ahead and root the island to the ground. The most annoying thing about placing the prismarine underwater is the fact that I almost drown every single time I place a block. I also have to occasionally fight the drowned, and I have to walk a really long distance back home to grab more prismarine every time I run out. This is the longest part of the build. This might actually take even longer than the time I emptied out an ocean monument for the prismarine. Ugh. It cost me every single piece of resource I own. Every single block of prismarine, all of my gold, all of my emeralds, and all of my diamonds. But in the end it was worth it. The king's crown now sits on top of Fiery Mountain, carried by the wave of his legacy. I've no clue what I'm going to do with the inside of the volcano or the inside of the base below the waterline. I know I want to do something, but I'm just not quite certain what it is. I don't want it to conflict with the Technoblade monument up above. But if you have any ideas, I sure would be interested in seeing them or hearing them in the comments below. The project is complete, and this video is over. I dedicate this monument to the memory of Technoblade. There's no need for me to say goodbye this video, because Technoblade never dies.